Hello everybody and welcome to Kit 5, the Blousy Peony Oval. Now I'm going to start and go through what you'll get in your kit, but this is the beautiful card that we should be making. Just pop that to a side. So in your kit you will get your lovely cream card. It's already pre-scored. So I'm just going to lift my camera up a little bit. I think that's better. Which is already pre-scored, and we're going to use this as a top fold. You'll get all your mats and layers, so you'll get your lovely green, the beautiful yellow, the sunshine yellow, and the clotted cream. And this has had beautiful oval already pre-cut for you. But what we're going to start with is and then there is the beautiful oval frame, which that goes, we'll put those to a side for now, and then you have your little envelope which has got your corners, your flowers, your leaves and your sentiment in. So we'll start off and get our flowers out and our corners, which we'll just pop to a side for the moment. And I'm going to get my media mat. I am using Rusty Hinge in, excuse me, in the Distress ink, but any nice orangey ink pad will work fine. What we're going to do is we are going to just tip the flowers. So I'm going to sort them first into sizes. So you have 3 of the larger ones, 3 of the medium size ones, 2 small and 2 mini. So we'll start and just tip. Doesn't want a lot, just tipping them round the edge, so it gives it a lovely, like a burnished look on the edge. And we'll do all of the flower petals like this before we put the flowers together. I'm hoping that you can see this video a bit easier. I've got a new attachment and I'm hoping that it sits better, my iPad sits better on this, so you can have a clearer picture. And just work all around the petals with the orangey or the rusty colour, whichever you prefer to use, but a nice orange, or if you've got the Rusty Hinge, that does work well with this. And these are the Blousy Peonies, which are by John Next Door. They were launched recently and they are beautiful. And later we'll be using the matching leaves that go with them. And these would be available from Art of Craft, maybe Maximum Crafts might have them. And they are beautiful to add to your floral collection of dies. I'm just working round on these. And when I put them together, I'm going to put the bud together first, as that one is done slightly differently to the other flowers. I've nearly worked round them all. And on these last 2, the small ones, we actually colour both sides because they actually go and fit nicely into the centre. And so you will see both sides when the flower is made up. Nearly got round them all. And just working nicely around the edges of these petals, and that is on the right side. Then I turn it over and we're going to do it on the underside, because these will show a little bit when they're in the centre of the flowers. Again, this is the last little mini. And just work around it and then turn over and do the underside. And these are really pretty flowers. So that is all the inking, so I can just move my ink pad out of the way. I will gather all my flowers up and pop them onto my foam pad, as we'll need that to just give them a bit of shape. So whoops, so let's bring it onto here now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pop them into the order that I'm going to put them together. So we want one large and one medium. Sorry, let me get this right. Yes, one large, one of the medium ones, and one of the mini. Sorry, the small ones. And then we'll do the minis. But these two are going to make up into the bud. So what we'll start with first is, I'll just pop those to a side. I need my glue. And so we're going to start, and we're going to, with a ball tool, we're going to pull them in from the outside into the centre. You can be quite firm with this because these do need to wrap around each other. So as you can see, it really cups it up. So then go do the middle one. Again, quite firm onto your foam mat. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to add some glue just onto half of the petals. As you can see, just like that. And then we're going to fold the petal in and hold it. And so it's wrapped round like this. You just need to hold it for a little while until the glue dries. But this is how we're going to start off our centre of our bud. And this is for, if I hold that with one hand, you can see that is the bud just at the bottom of the two main flowers. Just going to hold that a little bit longer until the glue takes. I might actually go on to using my thicker glue just to finish these off, because it does dry a little bit quicker than the watered down ones. So I'm going to pop that down to a side. Oh, if I can get the top off this. That's got it. And again, I'm going to put a dab, just into the middle first. Pop the bud in, and with the end of your ball tool, just press down firmly until it takes, and then we're just going to add some little bits of glue. And I find this quite useful with a small paintbrush. So I'm just going to add some little bits. I've got some glue, it is just on the tip here. Just wants a little bit just on the edge of the leaves, just to hold them in. Don't need many, just a little bit, and just hold that in. So you're holding that in like that just to create your bud. You don't have to make a bud if you don't want to, but as I say, I just thought that it looked quite nice, just made up as a bud. And as I say, you do need to hold it just until the glue sets a little bit. When it does, I say, we'll just pop that to a side on the pad. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. So now we're going to start and make up our little buds. And again, I'm using a a paintbrush just to dab around. Let's put my paintbrush there, and I'm just going to pull this right in, overlapping the petals, so it comes right in tight. So if you can see that now, it's really tight little bud, and that goes into the centre of our Blousy Peony. So I'm going to leave that also to a side. We'll just do the other one. Sorry, what I meant to say is I put the glue on the underside, so your nice side is on the uppermost. So I'm just going to pop this and then do the next one again. Just fold all your petals in and knit them all together to create your lovely bud. Let's say that, pop to a side, and that was just coming undone a little bit, so I'll just nip it in again. Pop that to a side. I'm just going to pop my glue to a side that's on my paintbrush, because I don't want to get that all over the place. We're now going to start and pop the bigger flowers together. We start again with our ball tool and pulling in from the outside into the centre on all 3 pieces. Like that. And then the last piece before we put them together. So again, now just want to put a little dab of glue into the centre and offset your petals and hold down with your ball tool. And again, just a dab of glue in the centre. If you wish, you can, and if you're used to using hot glue, you can use your hot glue, or you can use whichever glue you find that you're comfortable using. You don't have to use the same as me. I think that's just a little. I'm going to stop using that glue because for some unknown reason it's flooding out at the moment. So I think I'll go on to this one. This one might be a little bit better. So then we're going to put one of our little tiny buds in. So then we need to pop that in. Oops, don't want to go. I'll use my tweezers for this and just hold them in the centre. Oops, didn't want to go then. Just pop that into the centre, and while it's drying, just pull your petals up to the centre and press down. So that is your first Blousy Peony. So we'll now go on to the second one. Again, starting with the big petal, pull in with your ball tool from the outside firmly so it really cups the petals. This isn't a particularly long video, but it is a beautiful card when it is finished. So, right, so we're going to now put these together, and hopefully this glue will behave itself, which it doesn't want to. Get it moving. It is not playing ball. That's better. So, and again, offset your petals and press down well with your ball tool in the centre and just hold it until it takes. And again with your last big petal, last of your cupped petals, again straight into the centre and press down firmly into the cup. So if you can see, that has really cupped that up. And then I'm going to put the glue onto the bottom of the little bud. And with my tweezers, I'm just going to hold this and sit this into the centre and press down firmly, pulling the other petals up to the centre around your little bud. And so there now is your second Blousy peony. So I'm just going to leave those to a side while we get on with the rest of the card. At this point, I prefer to use spray glue, but it's entirely up to you what you use. I will show you first of all using ordinary glue, and the other side I will do with my spray glue. So let me just get a little bit of waste card, pop it onto this envelope. So on this, I'm going to just dab some glues. Oops. Just put little dabs of glue just on each of the petals. Don't need a lot, just a little bit, just to hold it, especially on the outer edges, because that is where it will have a tendency to curl up. So there you can see, if I move that, you can see where I put the glue. So starting with your card, it's entirely which side you start. I'm going to put mine here. You just need to do it so it's about 1/4 of an inch in from your top and side edge. Just going to pop that like that. I'm going to turn it round. This one I'm just going to do with my spray glue, as I find that it's a lot easier with small bits to just use the spray glue. I wasn't a spray glue fan, but I certainly have got used to using it. So again, just about 1/4 of an inch in on both sides. So we can see there, I'm going to just pop that to a side for the moment. And we'll start and put the card together. Now this, you can either use double-sided tape or you can use glue. I'm going to use glue on this because I find that it's a lot easier with wet glue. So, and as I say, we're doing it with the top fold as a border. Just going to run a strip of glue just around the edges. Just a little bit in the middle. It doesn't want a lot. It's a good strong glue. And we're then going to position our card with just a nice narrow border all the way around and press it down. So that is our first layer. There is not a lot of foam tape on this because with the flowers I didn't think it warranted it. I'm just going to run onto the yellow next. Again, just all around the edges. And a little bit of glue just in the middle. It doesn't want a lot, just a little scraping. Just helps to hold it flat. And again, just a nice border all the way around. Press it firmly down. Just going to put this up, whoops, up a little bit. Sorry about that, it just seemed to slip a little bit. And then we come on to this lovely frame, with the filigree centre. It is really, really beautiful, is this. And again, run your glue round the outer edges, right round the oval in the centre and in the centre panel. I've just added odd little dots just on some of the bigger areas. It doesn't want a lot, it just helps to hold it flat. Doesn't want a great deal. Again, this is where the spray glue comes in very useful, because that would obviously cover all the little bits, but it is not essential. So again, just position this so you've got a nice even border all the way around. What I'm going to do there, rather than rub it from the top and catch some of the little bits, I'm going to open my card and just give it a good firm rub on the inside. And then we're going to go on to putting the foam onto the lovely frame. Put that to a side. And then we're coming onto this frame. You will receive your 3mm foam tape, which you need to take the backing off just a bit at a time, and then slowly work it round the middle of the frame, turning as you go. Yours will come in 2 pieces, but it will still work as well. It's just that I cannot get the full length all in one go into your packet. Again, just slowly work all the way around until we meet up with the start. And then we'll just nip that off with a pair of scissors. Oops, I've got it all stuck to me. And again, I'm just going to add some dabs of glue around this. It just helps when you're positioning it, it doesn't grab straight away. So just grabs about every inch all the way around. And then bring your card in, and then we need to position this with an even border on the round the frame. So as you can see there, before I press it down, that's an even border. Then just gently press it down. I'm going to put my sentiment on next, and I'm going to do that with glue. You can, again, if you've got spray glue, use the spray glue. It's entirely up to you, but if I move my card forward, you can see the areas that need the glue that'll hold the best. But just put dabs where you can. But paying attention that on this curl here, that you certainly get some, because that is where it will curl up. And again, at this bottom edge, now I will just use my tweezers. Oops. And just position that into the centre here and press down. And that, I think, looks rather nice in the middle of there. We now need to go on to the leaves. Now these leaves, the lovely are these. I'm just going to open this because I need a little bit wider. Oh, I didn't do a very good job on that, did you? I'll use this instead. we are now going to cover over the main leaves. So you've got 3 plain ones, and then you've got the lovely 3 filigree. What you need to do is match up which of the filigree goes with which plain layer before you start to put them together, because if you get one put down wrong, it takes a bit of getting off. So I'm going to first of all do just the 3 little leaves again. Just put some dabs round again. If you prefer to use spray glue, that is fine. And I must admit, I would normally use spray glue to do this, but I know a lot of you don't have it, so it's best for you to see how it's done just using ordinary glue. So we then take, and then I've done that wrong because this one goes on separately. So I'm going to pop that now actually straight down onto, so that goes on separately, does that, so I apologise. It's these that we actually do the filigree on. So again, just dabbing glue, mainly concentrating around the outer edge. Just working round and down the centre spine. Just work it round. And take this, and then we'll bring our main piece that it matches. You just start with 1 petal. Don't try to match them all up at the same time. Oops. Once you've got 1 petal positioned, you can pick it up and then just ease your other petals in as you go around, and just nip them in and hold them just until, and they will, with the glue, they will slide. So then you end up with the beautiful petal like that. So just pop that to a side. We'll now do the second one. Again, concentrating on the outer edges. Oops, sticking to my fingers. And the last little bit up at this top bit. And again. And this time, because it falls easier this way, I'm just matching up the big one at the bottom and easing the others just across onto the other petals. So then we just ease them round, press them down, and then we've got the lovely petals to a side. So now we need to put our flowers on, and I suggest that you use pin flare, but it is entirely up to you. I'm just going to get my pin flare. This just gives you a bit of manoeuvrability. Just make sure that it's running. It is, yes. So we'll start off and just put our first glue, and just popping mine there on the side. And that one to there. Just ease them so the starts at the side. Now going to pop the bud. So put a little bit of the pin flare on the edge so that it slides in under them like that. That's nice. And then we'll start and put the leaves in with glue. So you can decide whether you want them going outwards or inwards. I like mine coming inwards, so that is entirely up to you. I'm just going to pop some glue on. I'm going to slide that so that it comes across like that. And again, pop the glue on the second one. And again, this time, slide it in like that. And then this one, I'm just going to curl these leaves a little bit, just bend them up a little bit. They don't want a lot. And on this, I'm just going to put the glue on this bottom edge. And I'm going to slide that just under the edge. There. Whoops, pulled out. I think I've got my tweezers caught. I'll just push it in with the there. And that there then finishes our card. So I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to share your makes. So this is the one we've made today. And this was the sample card. As you can see, they're beautiful cards are these, and I hope you enjoy making yours. And take care and look out for the next video, which will be Kit 6, and that's going to be a bendy card, and I will talk more about this later on. Thank you everybody. Enjoy. Bye bye.